What's up, YouTube? Make sure you subscribe to this video. Make sure you go hit that like button and make sure you share this video. Now, I want to start this off by saying I really wish there was a law put into effect that would protect families from having to go to court over a deceased family member's property. It's one thing to already be grieving, and most families be emotionally distraught and drained just from dealing with the day-to-day activities in life, just to be dragged to court because greedy people want to gain control over someone else's business or money. That's foul in the motherfucker to me. And this is an ongoing problem within black families. Don't get me wrong, every other race of people experience this too, with white people being the leaders because they everybody know they'll whack your ass over some money quicker than anything. But I believe we need to push for a law to be implemented. That way only the just and the correct people automatically obtains ownership of any assets left behind, and especially for the children. This would eliminate all sneaky conniving bullshit. All the bullshit that people be trying to do when it's time to go to court to get money when somebody die. Anyway, it's a shame what Nipsey's family has to go through and how long this shit may take in the courts. Now, let's get to the truth of things. Nipsey's pockets are being ran through as I speak. Not his physical pants pockets, but his businesses by bootleggers, greedy vultures, and so-called friends. People from all walks of life, known and unknown, are profiting from his name alone and his businesses. Look at all the shady people who are selling Crenshaw merchandise around the world. Just think how many millions his family could be receiving. Every and anything that has to do with this man, people are finding ways to capitalize off of his demise, legally and illegally. Nipsey's dad and his brother Black Sam were his business partners, along with business partners he had dealings with from various ventures that was already in place. All I know is people are starting to feel real comfortable with the shady shit they doing. You know, I'm not saying that every person is shady, but it's a lot of shady people out there, especially when this money is involved. And Black Sam needs to look over some of these business licenses and contracts to check for the proper ownership and to see whom actually controls what and how much of a percentage this one and that one is permitted. I'm not indicating in no type of form or fashion that his brother Nipsey was a punk or a buster, though he could have been compromised and it didn't sit well with him. Now, I was thinking about this, and I'm going to bring this to y'all's attention. What if? A big what if at that. Now, what if Big U or none of his homeboys are involved in this madness and he was compromised by figures from some criminal syndicate or mafia? Because Nip was the owner of the entire strip mall, and we don't know who owned the strip mall before Nip or what kind of business dealings that person had or what that person was into. Maybe Nip inherited that person's debt or anything just to obtain that building. I know that, he saved up money and he did everything with his CD that had came out back in 2013, the Crenshaw CD, and he invested that in the strip mall. But we don't know all the dealings. We don't know. I'm just speculating and just checking. I'm checking every cracks and crevices with this. People don't always tell you their every move in life. We all are secretive to some extent, especially when it comes to our money and private lives. So I'm talking about black, white, Mexican, or whoever it may be. It could have been a criminal mafia. Believe me, it could have been. Never thought about that. Never thought about that. I had never thought about that, and it popped in my head. And I know y'all never thought about that one either, huh? And it's not far-fetched either. A lot of times it may not be the homies or the Illuminati, as people may call them or say. Everybody in this world has a motive for obtaining money, whether it's positive or negative. I do know that there are many hands in that man's pockets, and his pockets are his businesses and any other assets that he left behind. My thing is this: did his businesses stop? Did his businesses stop when he died, or is someone running them still? Who gets the money from his All Money In music label? Because his songs are still generating money on these social media platforms. And what about YouTube and the rest of his businesses? You see what I'm saying? Where do that money go is the question. Who obtains that? Who gets to get that? In my opinion, it should be his family and his children. Straight up. You can't kill this man and then steal all his bread too. I don't believe that Black Sam and his daddy is involved in all of his business ventures, though that doesn't mean they can't attempt to gain some type of control through the courts and his share and percentage in these companies, as I definitely would be if Nip was my family member. You know, contracts and licenses are very important right now, as they will help to put together this jigsaw puzzle, because in them contracts and licenses, it's going to stipulate who's who and who's what and who owns this and who gets this percentage of what and everything. And Black Sam and his father needs to go over them contracts, you know, and some of those businesses that Nipsey was involved in, some of those business ventures, and the ones he was involved in and they wasn't involved in, then they need to go through the courts or whatever, you know, so they can obtain Nipsey's part, you know. And hell, look at Beyonce mama. She just had a Nipsey portrait auctioned off at one of her annual events for a cool $101,000 just last night. Yes, just last night at one of her art gala festivities. Everybody is capitalizing off of this man. It's crazy, you know. And a lot of people think that people making money off of these YouTube videos that's involving Nipsey, but that ain't the case, because YouTube ain't monetizing all the videos. So people can stop with that bullshit right there. If everybody is for Nip, then time will tell, because we'll start seeing a lot of his ideas being brought to the light for these kids in the impoverished neighborhoods. Though many people have traveled down this road before and nothing happened due to deaths and hateration, you know, all our plans and ideas become roadblocks, become stagnant, you know. They don't want us to progress as a people. And for some of you people that's in the comment section who wouldn't bust a grape in a food fight, stop talking about I'm telling, I'm snitching, or don't know what I'm talking about, or where I'm from. I'm fresh out of a nigga's ass and y'all making me homesick. That's where the fuck I'm from, for real. Y'all motherfuckers be pissing me off with that type of shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I look at the comments. I like the comments. I can't look at them all, you know, but I do read most of them, and they funny as fuck, you know, and a lot of them is informative. It'd be a lot of haters too, you know, but quit talking all that bullshit and everything. You know, I don't give a fuck about where you're from or none of that shit. You can't pump no fear in my heart. I come from a strong ass bloodline of strong uncles and a strong daddy, strong men in my family that push the line for our people. So all that bullshit, all that fear, trying to pump fear, I don't give a fuck about none of that. So you can miss me with that bullshit, you know. As a community and collective, it's up to us and our duties to find out what happened to Nip and get those type of people the fuck up out of our community. If someone from the community was allegedly involved, then that motherfucker or motherfuckers, they gotta go. Period. Because it's up to us. Because it's a known fact, the police don't care about solving no crimes in the black communities. And check this out here. The crime scene was eliminated quickly and turned into a shrine almost immediately after Nip's death. It was like a party going on. I've never seen that before in my life. When someone gets killed and there's a crime scene, even if nobody gets killed and there's a crime scene, it's tape left up for days and days and days, and the detectives and the investigators and all that shit is coming back weeks afterwards looking for clues and everything. They immediately they allowed it to get turned into a shrine, which was cool, but they shouldn't have. And then it was like a party. And there was nothing wrong with people partying because they showing their love and respect for Nip. That's all good. That's 100 with me. But it's the way that it went down. And it just puts it in your mind that, okay, who really was involved? You know? Who really the fuck was involved? Who's all the players in this motherfucking game? Because this a fucked up game right here. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, check it out. Now, for people who know, that knew that was strange and out of character, it's just something for y'all to think about. Those who are open-minded. I know the rest of y'all gonna have something crazy to say, and I really don't give a fuck because, you know, I make this video, and I make these videos informative so people can be able to listen to them, and so it'll open up their eyes, open up that third eye too, you know. But you always gonna have a hater. It don't matter. You know, you can't never please everybody. If I was to come into $100 million and I gave a person 10 million of that, that person would still probably talk about me, still probably hate me. So you can't please everybody. But I'm gonna just keep doing me and keep pushing the line and keep putting these videos out there. Yeah. I'm still standing on what I believe and say, and who can be involved. It's not changing until my heart sees and feels differently, and my heart don't see and feel differently. And I know it's some people saying, damn, this motherfucker getting closer and closer. He's starting to figure this shit out. You're right, I am too. That's what I'm supposed to do for my community. Shit, real talk. We supposed to do that for one another. If we did do it for one another, we'll be in a better predicament today. But it seems that the only thing black people come together on is when we tearing someone down, crabs in a barrel. You know, when we killing each other. We can come together for some shit that's destructive, but some shit that's productive, it seems like it's hard as a motherfucker to come together for that shit. When it's time to make money or implement ideas for new businesses or go into business or just anything positive or productive, we can't seem to do that. But when it's something negative, we could put that shit together in a matter of minutes, especially if it's setting up our people, killing our people. Or we can do that. We the masters at that. We winning at that. Shit, we can do that easy. We the experts at that. And that's fucking sad. But anyway, you know, rest in peace to Nip. Want to shout out his family too, you know, because I know they going through things and you know, going through all kind of bullshit and still grieving. And to the motherfuckers who was involved in this, middle finger in the air to you. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that notification button so you can get these notifications. Make sure you share these videos, especially if you like this content. And I'm gonna start going live in a second, and I'm gonna show my face so y'all see who I am. Straight up. Peace.